to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all of these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
I do think that works. Andrew Cattaneo and everyone, welcome to the Heart of Influence, where I like to say this is a playground where people get to meet each other way better than a cup of coffee, but maybe not nearly as exciting as like skydiving or maybe going surfing in the ocean. But we'll have a little bit of fun today, and we'll start with some introductions. And first off, starting from New York, New York. Visionary, uniting institutional finance and programmable innovation to build resilience, compliance, market ecosystems, CEO and co-founder delivering real-world unity via fractionalized real estate and frictionless NFC digital assets, trusted leader and family man, aligning governance, trust, and technology, making innovation accessible to anyone with a phone. I think that is most of us. Let's welcome to the show, Ray Khan. Hello, welcome, Ray, to the Heart of Influence. And Ray, we kick this show off with a fun fact. This is like a headline fun fact, something cool that you've done, something that you are proud of. But Ray, it's something that would make us go, Ray, no way.
Yeah, so if you can't really necessarily tell from the screen, but I'm not the smallest and I'm not the youngest individual out there, but I have taught a number of spin classes. I still create spin playlists for people. And one of my bucket list things is to be a Peloton instructor and teach the Dad Bod Hour. So that's it.
The Dad Bod Hour on Peloton. I was just on my Peloton this morning, not for the Dad Bod Hour, but I was there, Ray. So I will look for you in the future as I see Ray in our Peloton future. And Ray, are you ready to ride off and have some fun today?
Certainly. Yeah. Very excited.
Let's do it. Welcome, Ray, to the Heart of Influence. And following Ray, we have from New York, New York, serial entrepreneur, CEO, founder of Recurd Inc., an AI predictive modeling platform that provides CEOs a crystal ball to foresee their business and financial future, adapt with precision, and ensure that they are always investor ready. Experienced leader in financial planning and management consulting with a proven track record of creating measurable, valuable, and operational clarity for both high growth startups and established organizations. A tech visionary leveraging advanced technology technology to empower founders and investors, delivering high impact solutions that drive transformational growth and help businesses see around corners. Let's welcome to the show, Sandra Galt. Hello, Sandra. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Sandra, how about your fun fact?
Oh, I think a simple fun fact is that I'm known as a geek in heels, and that's because I once stress tested my own 3D imaging technology from my last company, which created custom high heel shoes using 3D imaging technology, and I tracked every step while I walked in them. And I ended up accumulating 1,600 miles in 4-inch stilettos.
Oh,
yeah, that's exactly, believe it or not, the distance from New York to Miami. Now, while today I've traded in shoes for AI, and I now can predict and foresee the future of companies and whether or not they're profit worthy, I can tell you that I love technology, and I know technology can make you feel comfortable, but I also know it can make you successful. So
absolutely.
yeah, they call me the geek in heels.
The geek in heels. I love it. I think I would love to 3D print heels for myself. That sounds like a fun side gig. But Sandra, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And are you ready to have some fun?
Yeah, I am. Great to be here.
Great to have you. Welcome, welcome. Let's go from somewhere in the world. Thought leader with a devoted following, creating spaces where artists feel seen, heard, and empowered, produces culture that honors identity, builds belonging, and ensures every voice is understood and respected, leads with heart, connecting extraordinary people through creative love that transforms audiences and communities. Let's welcome to the show, Arthur Flato. Hello, Arthur. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Arthur, your fun fact, please.
Oh gosh, I'm honored. I guess a fun fact is I'm a karmic astrologer, and I worked for California Psychics for many, many years, serving thousands of customers across the world.
Wow, karmic astrology, serving people all over the world. I bet that was a beautiful and fun gig. I don't think we're going to be telling any fortunes here today, but are you ready to have some fun?
I'm definitely ready to have fun. Thank you, Bella, so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. And let's go from safe. Oh, and then where are you from, Arthur? Because it didn't say it on the sheet.
I'm in Pound Ridge, New York, Westchester County.
Western County, New York. Beautiful. Welcome, Arthur, to the Heart of Influence. And from Safe Harbor, Florida, economist and cross-domain strategist partnering with founders, executives, and institutional capital to surface pre-consciousness opportunities, closes impossible deals for reverse engineering initiatives, structuring risk and aligning underwriting around complex high-risk assets, delivering a systemic is that asymmetric? Am I saying that correctly? Return
Asymmetric.
Asymmetric. Thank you. Through polymathic patterns. I don't even know what these words mean. Johan, you're going to have to explain these to me. Across markets, underwriting, operations, and macro strategy execution. Let's welcome to the show, Johan Faulkner. Johan, I don't know what half those words mean. What I do know is you sound like one smart dude. And Johan, what is your fun fact?
Forgive me as I look to this other monitor. At just 12 years old, I made my first stock investment into an airline, just like Ray Dalio, about $20 into American Airlines, which decentupled. That's a 200-fold return into $4,000 in 2.5 years. And I've been addicted, basically, to capital markets since that period.
That is sounds fun. You were smart at 12 years old, making investments. I was, on the other hand, with Sandra, like investing in like shoes and Barbies at the time. But John, are you ready to have some fun?
I am.
All right, let's do it. from San Francisco, California, founder of AI Teammates with a powerful media presence and national following, delivering AI systems that eliminate operational chaos, seasoned operator of 15 plus years, building, scaling, and exiting ventures across private equity, fintech, and financial services. GP at Pender Hastings Capital, leading U.S. and land development while helping businesses scale smarter through intelligent systems. Let's welcome to the show, Alice Chen. Alice, my apologies, Alice, my apologies on that. Welcome to the Heart of Influence and your fun fact, please.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, if I were French, I would be Alice. That's absolutely correct.
Yes.
So my fun fact is that for no apparent reason, I'm pretty obsessed with Nordic lifestyle. So I went to Iceland, I went to Finland, I'm about to go to Norway. Maybe there's a past life connection. Maybe Arthur can verify that for me. So that's my fun fact.
That is a super fun fact, hence the northern lights behind you. That is beautiful. Allison, are you ready to have some fun on the Heart of Influence today?
100%.
Let's do it. Rolling from, do we have, let's see, we do not have. So let's go to Milton, Wisconsin, founder, partner of Blackthorn Capital and owner of Warhawk Funds, stewarding capital across global and alternative markets, CEO of Tallgrass Group, aligning investments, ecological restoration, and enterprise to advance planetary resilience. Former Goldman Sachs partner and chairman of Box, trusted advisor and lecturer at Chicago, Duke, Stanford, Wharton, and Vanderbilt. Let's welcome to the show, Peter Layton. I may not be a college graduate, Peter, but I do know you got to be one smart dude to lecture at Chicago, Duke, Stanford, and Wharton, and Vanderbilt. That is quite impressive, my friend. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And how about your fun fact?
One of my portfolio companies, or a company that I own, has done more controlled burns in the Midwest than anyone else.
Ooh, that is a super fun fact. Peter, I am not confused. You are one smart dude. And are you ready to have some fun here in the Heart of Influence today?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. I'm going to introduce the woman who brought us all here together today from Nutley, New Jersey, the deal attorney, having led over 200 capital market transactions in the past 25 years, taking companies public in the 7 different ways to do so. 2 years out of law school, built a $1 million solo practice from her basement as a single mom with 2 young daughters, proudly serving for over a decade on the board of National Investment and Banking Association, helping companies get connected to thousands of members and funding sources, executive producer of the Heart of Influence, general counsel, and chief ecosystem officer at Callagy Law. Let's welcome the one, the only, Andrea Cattaneo. Andrea Cattaneo, your fun fact, please.
Well, thinking about fast cars today reminds me of when I rolled in a Volkswagen 5 times with my brother driving as a 17-year-old, lived through it, and I still love fast cars.
Wow, that is a beautiful way to overcome your fears, Andrea. And Andrea, are you ready to have some fun on your Heart of Influence?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I will introduce myself. My name is Bella Verita. I am the co-host of the Heart of Influence. I have co-hosted more than 5,000 of these shows with more than 8,000 guests. This is my 5th year doing so. Prior to this, I started selling crafts on my parents' front lawn as an 8-year-old and had an incredible business model because my parents would take me to Michael's. They would buy all my supplies. I would make my crafts and wreaths. I'd sell them on the front lawn and I would get to keep all my profits. Not quite how business works today, but as an 8-year-old, it worked really well back then. But I did learn the art of sales. So I transformed that. At 18 years old, I was introduced to a network marketing company. By the time I was 19 years old, I became the #1 income earner in that company, or a top income earner, excuse me. And then I went into commercial real estate in the state of Nevada, where I was the #1 business broker in the whole state of Nevada. Nevada, and I have been training, teaching sales for the past probably 2.5 decades, and I now get to co-host the Heart of Influence with all of you here today. So thank you for having me. And I'm going to go with the fun fact that I did in fact learn to surf, ski, and scuba dive from a blind man. And that blind man is going to take me surfing in the morning for the first time in the Pacific Ocean, which I understand is way colder than the Atlantic Ocean. So I'm not all that excited about it because the truth is I just got my hair done. But if I tell Sean that I don't want to go surfing because I just got my hair done, that will not go over too well. So yes, you will find me in the Pacific Ocean in a wetsuit tomorrow surfing. That is my fun fact for today, Andrea Cattaneo.
Fantastic.
Yes, thank you, thank you. So Andrea, we're gonna kick this show off. So we've had some fun. We've done some introductions, but now we get down to business because all business is built on the ability to cause yes. And Plato said, good friend of Andrea Cattaneo said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. So that's what we're doing here today. We're going to play a little game. We're going to get to know each other by playing that game. We have a couple of people that are in the participant seats. They will have an opportunity to go from hello to yes with Andrea Cattaneo in anything that they want. This could be, this is not Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room of like close the deal now, but this just could be for a longer meeting. And Andrea could be anyone that you want her to be. She could be an ideal client. She could be a philanthropic partner. Could be someone that you want to have on your podcast, or maybe someone that you want to invest in one of your companies, and anything in between. So Andrea, who are we kicking it off with today?
We are going to kick it off with Sandra.
Oh, okay.
Sandra, our high heel gal, Sandra.
right.
Who would you like Andrea to be, please?
You know, I'm thinking you should be a high growth CEO that's got great traction, but you're flying blind on your next raise. And I'm reaching out to you so I can turn you from a stress founder to a strategic architect. And my mission is to find 10,000 companies that want to be on our platform so that we can make
All right, so Sandra, let's do it. I think Andrea is very familiar with this role and what it is that you're looking for. So Andrea, take us in, please.
Hello, this is Andrea.
Hey, Andrea, I've been following your progress and I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. I know at this stage,
I'm sorry, who's calling?
It's Sandra. We met the other day and I wanted to follow up. It's Sandra.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We had a 3-minute call scheduled. I see it on my calendar. I'm so stressed out, as I think I shared with you, but go ahead.
Yeah. So let me just remind you, I'm Sandra. I'm a CEO. I've started this AI platform. It's called Recurved, and we'll actually predict where your business is. And I've been tracking what you've been doing. And I know that because I've been in your shoes with your successes, sometimes the stress to success ratio can be out of whack. So do you still have a few minutes to?
I do. I have a meeting coming up in a few minutes, but it's really trying to prioritize my next couple of steps because we're in the middle of our second raise that I think I shared with you. And our data room is a mess. And anyway, I'm happy to hear what you have to say, Sandra.
Yeah, and I know you've gotten to the hardest part, which is attraction. But let me ask you, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about scaling for the next 12 to 24 months? Do you feel like you're got a solid roadmap, or are you kind of crossing your fingers and hoping that things will come together?
Thanks a lot for asking that. I don't want to raise too much because I don't want to give up too much equity. But by the same token, I think if we don't raise enough to reach the critical mass, we're just going to be putting out fires and not achieving what we want. So I'm really, my board of directors is really weighing in heavily on this, but it's a conundrum. And I'm not exactly sure which direction to take.
I get it. I've been there. I've been there as a CEO. You feel like you're guessing and you're doing a lot of legwork behind the scenes. And sometimes it feels like a one and done job to get to the investment round. But I'd like you to talk to you about a life where you actually let the numbers do all the heavy lifting for you. You put the numbers into our platform and we can actually see around corners for you. And that means we can tell you exactly how much you should raise and what your key KPIs are. And then you use that to predict your future. We can even tell you if you're Warren Buffett worthy. And if you are, and if you're not, we'll help you so that not only will you be able to see the future and have your numbers in order that tells the story from your vision, but you'll actually be able to see with 2020 vision what your future will be like.
I'm intrigued. I do have to jump. I'm getting pulled into that meeting that I mentioned, but perhaps we could continue the conversation on Friday.
Yeah, let's get a meeting. I'd love to do CEO to CEO conversation about how we can actually make that happen overnight for you.
Thank you. Thanks, Sandra. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Great job, Sandra. Beautiful work. We'll hear from the feedbackers in just a moment. But next up, we have Ray. And Ray, who would you like Andrea to be, please?
Andrea to be a everyday middle-class individual who has daily stresses, has kids, is going about her daily life, and just trying to make it happen for herself and her family.
Another role that Andrea is familiar with maybe a few decades ago. But Andrea, please take us in.
So Andrea.
Hello, this is Andrea.
Hi, Andrea. How are you? How's your day?
Oh God. I'm busy. I got a lot of yelling and screaming going on in the background. Let me see if I could quiet them down. Guys, shut up. I'm only kidding. I don't really talk to them that way. Go ahead.
We all talk to our kids that way. We just don't admit it. It's fine. So I mean, when you go out and you do your shopping and you buy stuff both for yourself and for your family, do you feel that your credit cards and that all the things that are going for you, all the digital innovation, is that working for you?
You know, I'm probably not using everything that I can be. Like, what specifically do you mean? I'm using my debit card pretty regularly. I really try not to, delve into the credit cards too much because, it's so much about, managing the budget and everything when you have 4 kids. So what am I missing? Am I missing an opportunity?
But are you special enough to have one of those special Cap One or JP Morgan cards that gives you 2% back with Jennifer Garner?
Oh, I don't. Should I?
Did you know? But most Americans, particularly on the East Coast, they think people have them, but they don't. So what's interesting is those credit cards that give you cashback cards, well, they're basically making you have higher interest rates. So that's because the last decade has been a decade of fintech innovation, better, cheaper, faster. But at the same time, your fees and your friendly merchants' fees have never been higher, right? So you have better, cheaper, faster, but Visa, MasterCard, and JP Morgan are each worth almost $1 trillion in market cap because they're hoarding all the benefits of that.
I already feel like they're taking advantage. So I'm glad I'm not patronizing them.
So if you basically had a new way to make payments, not necessarily very large payments that you sometimes have to use credit, just how it is, but when you're taking your daily payments for your coffee, for your kids' lunch at the deli, for the pizza, going out to dinner with your family, if you could basically use your debit card, but bet rewards back every time in gold, would you be interested in that?
Did you say in gold?
Yes, I said in gold.
Huh, I love gold.
So the way.
But how does that help me? I'm a little curious about this.
Well, everyone knows, most people know what tap to pay is. Apple has done very well on that. Actually, my company, XPET Inc., owns the essential patents that control the tap to engage. So because of that technology that my co-founders invented, we basically have developed a new way to make payments where anytime you pay with a debit card, you get 2.5% back in gold instantaneously. Now you say in gold, I don't really want gold. Well, you might want gold, you might not. If you don't want gold, you just tap your phone and you basically transfer that back to cash instantaneously into your bank account. Basically, the patented technology that we own allows us to basically do that and put that in the hands of almost anyone out there. So let me just show you something, even though we're on a video call. See this? This is a brick of gold. This is 1,000 grams of gold, right? In the market today, this is worth $148,000. So if I came and gave you this at your house, like Ed McMahon, you're maybe not old enough to remember Ed McMahon. In my day,
I might be.
Ed McMahon showed up with a huge for like $10,000. So this is now worth $148,000. However, so you can digitize it, which you don't care about, which I don't care about, but we can basically put that into your phone and make that transferable. And thus, because of that, we can transfer down to centigrain, which is 8.7 cents. So if you spend $10, we can give you 25 cents of gold instantaneously. That can continue to grow.
This is really not anything I've ever thought about before. I definitely need some more information, but I'd love to explore. I mean, heck, I know the value. I know gold is valuable. It's the gold standard, but perhaps we could talk a little bit more about it. I'm available next Monday, but I'm pretty booked before that.
You name the time, I'll be there. I'll bring you some gold. In fact, I will actually show you how you can do it directly on your phone, which is basically how this all works. And that's why it's so important. We are taking the emerging technology and making it on anyone's fingertip. So that gold I told you ends up being in your phone and basically is transferable. You can send it to your kids. Your husband can send it to you, or you can send it to your husband. If you have
My daughter just fell in the pool. I got to run, but thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Get her out. Get her out.
Go get your daughter, Andre. Really fantastic job. Ray, really fantastic job. Sandra, now we get to the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is a time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So we're going to have 30 seconds to feedback to either Sandra or Ray, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then what is one word on how they left you feeling and experiencing. So it's gonna be 30 seconds of feedback, either one. I'll tell you which one, and then one word on how they left you feeling. And so let's start with Peter. And Peter, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sandra, please?
Well, I thought, Sandra, you did a very good job. You didn't set the table by identifying yourself and reminding Andrea where you met her. That's so it got off a little bit rocky there, but you recovered very nicely. I think that was about it. I thought you did a very nice job, and I don't know if Sandra fully appreciates what your service does, because it's not easy to explain. So I think that you probably just focus more on the next meeting and a demonstration. You have a hard story to tell. Probably works much better in a demonstration.
And so, Peter, what is one word on how Sandra left you feeling?
That she has a lot of confidence, and she's very enthusiastic about what she's doing.
Confident and enthusiastic. It's 2 words. We'll let it fly though, Peter, because you're smart, dude. I know you can count. But thank you so much for that. And let's go, Alice. Alice, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Ray, please?
Yeah, so Ray, first of all, I'm super intrigued about your product. So I think the product itself is very strong. I loved how you ask questions and speak in a very intriguing way. So for example, you dropped in a celebrity name at one point, you're talking about gold, you're talking about, just interesting things that really kind of, I feel like, tunes people's brain to get their attention. So I thought that was really well done. I love how you introduce the potential new outcome if someone were to get on board with your product. So so I thought you did very well.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And what's the one word on how they, how you left feeling?
Intrigued.
Intrigued. Beautiful. Let's go, Jonah. Jonah, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sandra, please?
May I do Ray instead?
Sure.
I love how he framed the problem, or rather the solution to the problem. He first probed in a way and made it concrete, which I liked a lot. And then I also, same as Alice, I am deeply intrigued, and I personally want to hear more. But yeah, no, and then the final word, excited. It sounds like a potential paradigm shift, and I don't mean that lightly. He mentioned the market cap of those entities, and if he can wiggle in there and break middle class people free and give them a fairer deal, give merchants a fairer deal, where that can go is like incomprehensible.
Beautiful. Love that. Thank you for that, Jonah. And then last but not least, let's go Arthur. Arthur, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sandra, please? Just unmute for us, Arthur.
Hi, does that work? Yes. Hi.
It works.
I was wondering, could I give feedback on Andrea? Just kidding. Just kidding. I thought Andrea
no, we're not doing
phenomenal.
feedback for Andrea, though. Thank you.
Is your daughter okay, Andrea?
She's fine.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for asking.
Sandra, I loved your conversation with Andrea. I really see your vision and your mission for Uncurved, your organization. And I truly believe that I see a direction. I see where you're going. It was very similar to my own intuitive, kind of all-encompassing, big picture kind of vision that you have for your clients and for Andrea specifically. And my one word for you is you were very direct, with, the follow-up. And I think, I know you're going to, succeed and do what you can accomplish, with your clientele. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Recurved.
Yeah, recurved.
Again,
That's the one
curve
word.
again. I love that.
Recurve. Got it.
Great.
Got it. Thank you so much for that. And I think this is the one and only Sean Callagy coming in because I see the number.
Yes. Good
Hello.
afternoon. How are we doing this thankful Thursday? Miss Bella Verita.
We are absolutely
hear me?
fantastic. It is a surprise to have you here. Yes. I think I'm cutting in and out. Can you hear me?
I
Okay,
can. Everything
I'm
is
gonna stop my
good.
video and
New
see if
York,
that helps.
a second delay. So guys, thank you. I have flight changes and dynamics, but I am unfortunately unable to come on video, but I am able to make this appearance via audio as we are dealing with all of the things. So Ms. Bella Verita, I presume we are into the feedbackers-ish.
We were actually getting ready to do the hot seat. So you came just in time for me to put you on the hot seat.
Oh my goodness, you made it all the way through? You made it all the way through everything already?
We made it through all the way through everything. And I was just about to have Andrea Catania put me on the hot seat in a scenario that I had no idea about. Because usually I kick them off the show, and I didn't do any today because I wasn't sure if you were going to come. So Andrea, do you have a scenario that you would like to see Sean do going from?
I do.
All right. So
I do.
welcome, Sean. Well, and let me do a quick introduction of Sean because I didn't introduce him earlier. He is only one of two attorneys with two top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016. New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys in the whole state of New Jersey. He's got a top 1 business podcast. He's spoken on Tony Robbins 18 times and now on our own podcast has had like Tom Brady, Magic Johnson, Gary Vee have all been guests on that podcast. And this year will be named one of the world's first blind self-funded unicorn founder. So that's who we get to hear from now. And Andrea, what would you like to see Sean do going from Hello to Yes?
So Sean,
I
would like.
fact, Bella Verita, I'm late.
Oh,
Yes. You may get a fun fact, Sean. I told my fun fact. My fun fact earlier was that I learned to surf, ski, and scuba dive from a blind man, and that blind man is going to be taking me surfing tomorrow morning in the Pacific Ocean, which I understand is much colder than the Atlantic Ocean. So I'm not so sure I'm excited about that, but I'm in for it anyway. So that was my fun fact.
Yes. So that was going to be part of my fun fact. So that's awesome. And yes, I am right now not far from the Atlantic Ocean in New Jersey. and I will be at the Pacific Ocean with Bella tomorrow morning, and we will. And Bella, the fun part is I'm not sure yet if we're going to be surfing at sunrise or not, but that is a possibility. So stay tuned. And yes, I will go with this. That, as Bella said, we do have we've had more time at the #1 spot than any other business podcast over the past month. But we've been bouncing between 1, 2, 3 on Apple Business Podcasts. So out of 300,000 podcasts, we've been #1 more than anybody over the past month, and we intend to stay there. But we do slide to 2 and 3. It's a very dynamic ranking system. And the last guest we had on that we interviewed was Tom Brady, and that was just an amazing experience. And then I just interviewed Cassie Kozyrkov, the former chief decision officer at Google on AI, and that podcast came out on Tuesday. So that is my fun fact for today, Belrita. Now I come in, I'm looking to be nice and kind, and then you're going to put me in the hot seat, but over here.
Yes, and I'm bailing out because I do want to say nice and kind today, so you will be nice and kind to me tomorrow, and maybe not make me surf at sunset. So I'm going to make Andrea put you on the hot seat. Andrea, you torture him. What do you got?
Okay, Sean, I'm going to have you playing the role of Sandra Galt, who's got a pretty impressive business in the areas of helping small businesses and medium-sized businesses cut through a lot of their difficulties with technology. And she's got some really masterful solutions. And what I'd like you to be able to do as Sandra is speak with Warren Buffett about a roll-up idea that he has of psychics around the world who are like the psychic hotline, like Arthur used to be, and looking to roll that business up, and you are looking to solve the problem with technology. Are you up for it?
Andrea, you two are exhausting on this Thursday, but I will give it my best shot.
Okay, you are Sandra. I would like Jonah Faulkner to be Warren Buffett.
Jonah, you up for this?
Can we define the boundaries? I'm for it. I'm for it.
Yeah, you could say and do whatever you want. It's I'll be calling in, and then we'll take it from there. Hello, is Mr. Buffett available?
Speaking.
Hey, Mr. Buffett, this is Sandra Galt. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Is it still a good time for you, sir?
This is as good a time as any.
Listen, I know that you know who you are, Mr. Buffett. Thank you for providing me this time. I just want you to know that I know who you are and how precious your time is. I know I have 2 minutes and 45 seconds and counting, and I will honor that. But if I could ask you, Mr. Buffett, to just speak into your listening, so I'm not just here to pitch you something, what even prompted you, sir, to accept this meeting in the first place? Massive gratitude. What was the why behind it for you?
I'm not a tech expert, but I have some ability to identify others, and I thought that you might be someone that might be worth speaking to.
Thank you for that, Mr. Buffett. And so, I've heard you speak so many times, read so many things, and that absolutely is me. And I know you're always looking to create the most integrous, impactful, effective, profitable ventures for the Berkshire Hathaway investors. Anything else I should know about before I begin to share some thoughts on this psychic roll-up? Is this simply another, effective, integrous economic model of return you're seeking to make for investors? Anything special about it? If you just give me a quick couple of, your thoughts there on this before I share.
The boundaries that you've described match very closely with my own internal parameters. So you have the floor.
Well, thank you very much. So, Mr. Buffett, from that place, like everything you do, right, creating efficiencies is what it's all about, right? Peter Drucker, Father Modern MBA program said business is nothing more than marketing and innovation. I think if he was listening to Warren Buffett, he would say it is marketing and innovation, but a big, bold, efficiencies and don't lose money-ness would be under that heading, as I've studied your work for a long time, Mr. Buffett, and again, very grateful for it. So with psychics, they're a disorganized mess of incredible inefficiency. They're usually solopreneurs doing so many different things, and yes, there are psychic hotlines and other pieces of the puzzle, but oddly, they're very in demand. People like going to psychics. So here's how I think some of my thoughts and what I'm doing with AI and overall technological efficiencies can be beneficial. All that needs to happen, which is not particularly complicated, but very few people on earth are able to do it, is to put these fine folks together in a structure, an ecosystem, where they are appropriately allowing acquisitions of their solopreneur companies to their small businesses and everything up to psychic hotline to realize that the weight, the energy of Berkshire Hathaway is getting behind the psychic world. And what I'm proposing to you, Mr. Buffett, is that the world would know and understand that there's two camps. There's all other psychics and fraudulentness, and there's the world of Berkshire Hathaway psychics. Similar to the way that Vince McMahon took a struggling mess of professional wrestling and just leaned in to the tongue firmly planted in cheekness of it, a la Batman with Adam West. That's the proposal in concept and marketing. And then the efficiencies would be easy to do for my mastery, which I'd be happy to have a 30-minute follow-up conversation to outline how through AI, voice agents, agentic AI through voice agents would allow all of these efficiencies to be brought across the board for all of these different levels of psychics. But I think it's both the marketing concept and it's the innovation of technology that allows cost structures to be like rapidly ripped apart and even client acquisition to be provided for these psychics. Said differently, any psychic that does not join this and get rolled up into this enterprise would have to be literally crazy. So from that place, Mr. Buffett, I know we're at time. I'm simply proposing a 30-minute follow-up conversation where I could go through every word I'm saying and how it would literally work, give you all the detail on this. And I think, Mr. Buffett, this could be a billion-dollar corporation in 36 months. And I could show how easily that could be done. Thank you, sir. And how would it resonate with you or not, Mr. Buffett? Again, much gratitude for this opportunity to have that 30-minute follow-up conversation.
The answer to your 30-minute question is going to be based on your answer to my clarifying question. So it sounds like what you're proposing in essence is to, are you familiar with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services?
Yes.
So it sounds like, real estate, realtors, disorganized, same sort of, shop here, shop there, different standards, it sounds like you're somewhat proposing a tech-enabled structure that seeks the same outcome of a higher quality of service, a standardization of it, and then instead of these disorganized groups, there's it's all rolled up into one, and then I presumably fund and own this entity. Is that correct?
Yes, and can I share the end, sir?
Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you. So the end is, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and the incredible real estate division you've built is actually at a massive deficit in comparison to this, because home services couldn't tell the entire world of real estate that you are going to be exposed as being fraudulent, essentially, if you do not step into this magical new world of how psychics are going to be filtered,
Going to
presented,
interrupt.
and shared.
I accept.
Yeah.
I accept the 30-minute. Yep. You win.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that very much, Mr. Buffett. And I'll set that meeting up, I presume, with your assistant, Tom, that set this meeting up. Is that correct, sir?
Perfect.
Thank you. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much, and I look forward to our meeting.
Thank you.
Out of roll, Jonah, very good. It's Mr. Buffett. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. And so, Jonah, how did I do as Sandra in this conversation? And how was your time today on the Heart of Influence?
I'm having a blast. I'm happy to have you drop in. And this is fun. I like what was it, a Plato quote about playing a game. This is super fun. I love the intellectual nature of like role playing and like acting and like putting on different personas, and I'm having a blast. I hope you're well. I hope your upcoming flight is on time and not too turbulent, and you enjoy surfing tomorrow.
John, thank you. Really appreciate that. And thank you for seeing it. We say the more sophisticated the people, the more they get it, right? Because everything is built on shared experiences, from golf outings to yachting with new potential relationships. So how do you create efficiency in that creative process and have fun, open listening, and do something productive? So thanks for seeing it all, Jonah, and thank you for joining the more than 9,000 people that have now been on this show since the beginning of COVID. So thank you for that. Bella Verita, who else is here? And how did I do, Bella?
You did phenomenal. As always, really appreciated that scenario with you because you just have so much knowledge about Warren Buffett and all of the things. So really fantastic job. Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate that so much. And how about we go to Sandra, Sean, who was playing in that role play. And Sandra, thank you for being here. And how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me. Andrea, you're awesome. And Bella, I loved your enthusiasm. Sean, I'm so impressed with what you did. I actually liked it. I'm just getting into the mode of getting our company to ground. So I learned a lot from this. I actually would love to come back and do it again. And I got a lot of great feedback from everybody. So I love the openness and the safety zone that this generates for people like us who are really trying to make a difference, and we can all learn from each other. So, and you did a great job, Sean, when Andrea put the mix together as to get, I have no idea how he's going to get out of this one, but you did a great job.
Thank you, Sandra. And I look forward to hearing you in that participant seat and how you are sharing today. And I wish you all of the best with what you got going on. And it sounds exciting, powerful, and needed. So thanks for joining the Heart of Influence ecosystem. Thank you, Sandra.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sandra. How about we go to our other participant in the participant scene? At the end of their conversation, Andrea's child fell into the pool, but I think everybody is safe now. Ray, fantastic job. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
I think it's fantastic. I want to thank Andrea for bringing me aware to this group. So Sean, you're doing amazing stuff. I now have a new podcast to listen to when I drive, which I was looking for because I was out of business podcasts.
Thank you.
So, and thank you for all the work you're doing for the, blind community. I'm friends with the Guns, Gordon Gund. So I'm sure you're aware of his macular degeneration. Regarding this, the participants on this call are fantastic. Learned about Peter. Peter didn't say besides where he's taught, which is impressive, but he was a maven in the futures industry, or probably still is, in Chicago. Alice, you're very impressive. Jonah, everyone on here, Sandra, very impressive. Arthur, very glad to know that the California Psychic Network is real. I hear about it on the radio, and I always wonder if it's real. So I guess it is. So no, it's fantastic. And I hope to continue to talk to everyone on this call and also, help you guys out in any way that's possible.
Oh, thank you. And I love the Gund connection. My grandparents that came from very humble means always made something that was meaningful to their heart and donation. My grandfather was blind with the same eye condition I have, retinitis pigmentosa. And my grandmother, because of their consistency in supporting a foundation for fighting blindness, built a relationship with Gordon Gund's now widow for many, many years. And when I was on the board of the American Foundation for the Blind, with the privilege of shattering fundraising records, I had them, led them to winning Tony Robbins Business Mastery, shattering the records all time for fundraising. And that triggered a Gordon Gund multi-million-dollar match. So small world, and that is a beautiful thing. And yes, the Gund family is just a remarkable group of humans, which I'm sure you know. I just want you to know that we know that as well. And so thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Ben.
Rita.
Let's go to our comic astrologist. I think you just helped him have a future conversation with Bill Gates. But Arthur, thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to unmute for us and share with us how your experience was today on the Heart of Influence.
Hi, thank you, Bella. Talk about fun. I haven't had this much fun in a long time, a real long time, I'm talking a real long time. It's been an honor to be here. Sean, it is an honor to meet you. I feel amazing grace with you. And
Thank you.
You are a visionary beyond mortals. And I just want to also honor the reason I'm here. Not only is Andrea a soulmate of mine, but my mom just recently passed a couple weeks ago, and she worked for over 60 years with initially the Jewish Guild for the Blind and now the Lighthouse Foundation. And I want to honor her, and I am honoring her with my artistic work, with an intuitive drone in a fun fairy tale that I've written called The Queen Bee. And I'd love to, further share it with you. But again, I feel like you are, Dougie the drone. I'm going to call it now Sean the drone. I like that, Sean the drone. But, how you teach everyone about intuitive, to be a visionary beyond our senses. And I'm an intuitive as well, as a double Aries born on a new moon. And it's just an honor to be here. And thank you all for being here. Look forward to future discussions and collaborations.
Well, thank you. I mean, those were really beautiful words. I'm so sorry about the loss of your mom. And I am open to all the possibilities of things for sure. And how I relate to myself is a person that was born defective. When I was, my first child was on the way, and in fact, all 4 of my children were on the way, I was offered genetic counseling because the doctors were directly saying, yeah, maybe you don't want to have this child be born because they may be defective like you. And that's the truth. But from that place of being born defective, 75% of people like me are unemployed. I had the real blessing of riches of mentorship in a very small blue-collar high school, public high school, and athletic coaching. And it just laid down some very foundational aspects about a growth mindset, as Dr. Dweck would talk about at Stanford. And I just, have kept looking to grow. I'm a consummate student, and I love to share everything I learn. So really thank you for those acknowledgments. And wherever it comes from, whether it's genetics, whether it's biological culture, and the good fortune of my Emerson small public high school or something more, I'll take it. And I'm just looking to do the best I can. And I couldn't be more perfectly imperfect, for sure. But imperfect people can do extraordinary things. So thank you for, again, the beautiful acknowledgement and warm welcome to this ecosystem. Celebrate.
God bless you, Sean. Thank you for the honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And from that place, I think we'll go to our friend Peter, former Goldman Sachs partner, Sean, and lecturer at college, Duke, Stanford, Wharton, and Vanderbilt. So this is Peter. And Peter, thank you for being here. And how was your time with us overall on the Heart of Influence?
It was excellent. I didn't know what to expect. I watched a few of the videos and got a flavor for it, but it was a better experience than even the videos, doing it live. Sean, I do have a question for you specifically, if you don't mind. You're very
before we do, Peter, though, so I'm honored to have you here because all of my friends at Columbia who went to class and did well in school, they got jobs like where you did. And I was like lost in space because I wanted to be a professional baseball player. I didn't party and drink, but I never went to class because I was working out for baseball. So anytime I hear the word Goldman, I think of all my smart friends at Columbia that I wasn't, So it is an honor to have you here. And yes, I'll happy to answer any question, Peter, that you have.
Well, it was interesting. I was actually their first purchase when they went public. So that's how I ended up there. But
That's amazing.
You're very intentional about using Mr. when you're speaking, when you're role playing. And I assume that you're doing that out of showing respect. What do you do when you're talking to a woman role playing? Do you ask her how she would like to be referred to? How do you handle that?
Yeah, it's so funny, Peter. So and not that I'm saying anybody should or would, right? But let's say you want to feed through AI 100 episodes of The Heart of Influence, and you ask for analysis to be done, which actually, Bella, we should do. Let's say, because we have our ACTI company, we should take all these magic moments now and feed them through for analysis. I have an idea, Peter. Incredible question. If you listen to 100 of them, all of them would be different. The part of my going with Mr. is one, Jonah was playing Warren Buffett. So he is clearly would be Sandra's senior in age, certainly an accomplishment. And the way Jonah took on the persona was in a very serious way. So I would lean in and say Mr. Buffett. And I probably would typically defer to Warren Buffett as well. I would say Miss typically, so sometimes people will say on the show, like, hey, you're talking about Oprah Winfrey, I'd say Miss Winfrey. I don't typically say, maybe it'd be a good idea, Peter, or how would you like to be referred to? When I'm not sure, I always ask that question though. So I'm like, if we have doctors in the show, I'm always asking the doctors how they'd like to be referred to. And perhaps I should add that as opposed to saying Miss, but I would, depending upon the dynamic of with whom I'm speaking, right? So if somebody is saying I am selling Cutco knives, and I'm, selling to my college, friend's girlfriend, I would go first name. So it depends on age hierarchy, the dynamic, the context. But that's my best answer. And yeah, I would normally say to match Mr. Buffett, I would say Miss Winfrey, if it was Oprah Winfrey. But perhaps I should, ask further, what I would go with the, presumed Ms., Ms. Winfrey, but I pause. That is my answer, Peter.
Well, thank you. That's helpful.
Thank you. But I'm always I'm always, what I believe in giving. We talked about ERPD, ERPD, ERPD. It's not. I could speak for 800 hours and not run out of time speaking about human influence. And I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not bragging.
Definitely.
I'm just saying factually. It's been a study of my life, right? So ERPD is a simple framework: empathetic, respectful, precise, and direct communication. Now, our influence formula has 20 components, 4 steps, 12 indispensable elements, 4 energies, all kinds of subcomponents. But if you ask me, say in a sentence, ERPD, empathetic, respectful, precise, and direct communication. So we're always looking to, unless somebody's condescending, dismissive, or disrespectful, then the pattern changes rapidly and dramatically to move everybody back into their heart and to reset hierarchy, at least at equal, right? Not trying to take the hierarchy, but certainly not be diminished. If it is, as long as it's respectful, I'm always going to go match under. I'm always going to be Mr. Ms. Thank you so much. I'm going to give massive, massive respect and deference, and not and it's who I am in life also. It's how I would talk to a server in a restaurant. So, so it's authentic. It's not staged, because we also teach a lot about integrous influence, that you can't be one person, in your personal life and a different person in your business life, then you're just putting on a mask. So I'm always looking to be in ERPD communication: empathetic, respectful, precise, direct, lots of please, lots of thank you, lots of acknowledgement. I just came out of a diner with my 4-year-old daughter, before, a little while earlier today, before all the stuff. And, in that diner, they, right near her school, they love her, they love me. because I couldn't be more grateful, more respectful. So it makes it easier to function in a setting where there's a monetary outcome on the other side of yes, when you relate to humans with empathy, respect, all the time, and then you begin to add in precision for clarity, and then directness to get to the heart of the truth. So that's more you add than you ask, but I would add those components in, and that's from that is from where Mr. Buffett emanates, is that conversation. But thank you again, Peter, and anything else that we could do for you today.
No, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Bella Verita.
And we have one more. That's Alice. Alice, thank you for being here. And finally, how was your experience?
He jumped.
Oh, did she?
If I may, in the chat, she said,
"Thank
you, everyone.
Yes, yes.
This was one, if I may, thank you, everyone. This was the most unique podcast I've been on. Thanks for the invite, Andrea. I learned something from each of you, and I was very inspired by Sean. I have to jump. I have a scheduled call. Have a great afternoon/evening. Please keep in touch." And she left her phone number. So she really had a great time, but she had to jump. I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, and I didn't realize we had time. I know I had come in after the fact. So on behalf of Bella and Andrea, thank you all for being here. If there's interest in continuing conversations, we fancy ourselves, and we're speaking an AI summit tomorrow that's been carrying between 10 and 15,000 people on virtually for the last day. And we have a very large bet for charity out that our influence agents can out influence any yes-causing agents in the world. A lot of really cool stuff. So if you want to see the absolute cutting edge of what's possible in conversational AI, including yes causing, not just chatting with an agent to get information, but the agent actually influencing you to yes, definitely have a conversation with our agents. That's available. And definitely have a conversation with each other. That's part of the value of being here. And I end every show by saying this: I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain as the possibilities for acceleration that so often sit right in front of our very face, we could all use a little unblinding. That's because with the more we're seeking in the world, right before our very eyes, is a big challenge. And that challenge is that we are all at some level blind
and just learn.